Imagine waking up to find a stranger's car parked inside your garage. Not stolen, not broken into, just placed there. Now imagine that stranger is the president of your HOA, and she says it's perfectly fine. That's exactly what happened to Ethan Hale, and the way he handled it changed an entire neighborhood. This is one of the wildest HOA stories I've ever covered. And it all started with one locked garage and a 2-week vacation. The garage that wasn't empty. Ethan Hale wasn't looking for conflict when he moved into Willow Crest. He wanted quiet mornings, tidy routines, and the familiar comfort of the home his late father left him. The garage meant everything to him. It wasn't just a place to store tools. It was where his father taught him how to sand wood, how to measure twice and cut once, how to fix things without giving up. But one evening, after a long shift at work, Ethan pressed the garage remote, and the door hesitated, jammed, strained, as if pushing against something. When it rose just enough, Ethan froze. Inside, parked neatly, was a shiny silver SUV. Not his. Not anyone he knew. He stepped closer, heartbeat thumping softly. No forced entry. No damage. Just a stranger's car sitting in the place that meant the most to him. Then came footsteps, confident, clipped, purposeful. Linda Marwick, the HOA president, arrived with her ever-present clipboard. Her tone wasn't apologetic. It was matter-of-fact. "Oh, Ethan. I assumed you wouldn't mind. I needed extra space temporarily." Ethan blinked, unsure he heard correctly. She continued as though she were describing a routine weather update. "This is how we maintain harmony. Flexibility. Cooperation." Her smile was polite, but her words felt like an erasure of boundaries. That night, Ethan sat on an overturned paint bucket in the dim garage, staring at the SUV. Surrounded by memories of his father, he felt something twist inside him, grief mixing with frustration. A gentle shift, a small awakening, a thought he rarely allowed himself. "No, this is not okay." The next morning, Ethan approached Linda with polite restraint. He spoke evenly, asking her to remove her car. She declined with the air of someone granting a royal favor. "Just a few days, dear. Don't make this harder than it needs to be." Soon, the notes began appearing on his door. "Be a team player. Your cooperation is expected. Don't disrupt community flow." Neighbors walked past Ethan with sympathetic but cautious eyes. Nobody wanted to be on Linda's list. Ethan tried going through the HOA board, but the members avoided direct confrontation. One cleared his throat awkwardly and whispered, "You're new, it's better not to challenge her." Ethan felt increasingly trapped, not physically, but emotionally. A strange helplessness crept in. Meanwhile, Linda continued to assert her presence around the neighborhood with the precision of a metronome, straightening other people's flower pots, reminding residents about lawn height, inspecting fences with a ruler. And her SUV remained in Ethan's garage like an uninvited guest. One afternoon, Ethan overheard her speaking to another neighbor. "He's sweet, but he needs guidance. I'll train him." Something inside him tightened, not anger, but clarity. He couldn't let this continue. Before sunrise the next day, Ethan walked to the garage with quiet resolve. The morning air was cool, the neighborhood still asleep. He opened the garage door, took photos, and then retrieved an old steel lock from his father's toolbox. It clicked into place with a crisp finality, the sound of boundaries returning. Ethan wrote a calm, respectful letter and taped it to Linda's door. "I'll need the garage cleared today. Thank you for understanding." But Linda did not move the vehicle. Instead, she sent a community-wide email. "Certain residents are refusing to cooperate with HOA leadership." Ethan didn't respond. He simply locked the garage. By noon, he rolled his suitcase onto the driveway, locked the front door, and called a rideshare to the airport. A long-postponed work conference, extended into a 2-week personal reset, finally awaited him. Before boarding his flight, he sent Linda one last message. "The garage is secured. We'll talk when I'm back." No threat. No argument. Just peace. Linda discovered her car locked inside that afternoon. Her confidence wavered. She tried contacting Ethan dozens of times, but Ethan was already thousands of miles away, breathing easier with every passing minute. While Ethan
We've
enjoyed
reviewed the
quiet
complaints and
beaches,
identified
fresh
several
air,
critical
and
issues
the
that need immediate
unfamiliar
attention.
feeling of emotional freedom, Willow Crest unraveled. Linda tried to act composed, but words spread quickly. Residents had seen her panic. They noticed her pacing. They heard her muttering about control slipping. Neighbors began whispering. Why was she using his garage anyway? Why didn't she ask permission? Isn't she supposed to respect rules too? The HOA board, pressured by the growing unrest, finally confronted Linda. Sitting at the long oak table, she looked smaller than usual. When asked to explain, she couldn't hide behind her confident tone anymore. I thought I was helping maintain order, she said softly. For the first time, the board didn't immediately agree. They exchanged looks. Some frowned. Some looked tired of the constant control. Meanwhile, Ethan walked barefoot along quiet shores, realizing something deeply personal. Standing up for his boundaries didn't just protect his property. It helped him reclaim a part of himself that grief had quieted. He was healing, slowly, quietly, naturally. When Ethan finally returned home, he was greeted not by hostility, but by warmth. Neighbors waved more genuinely. Some even thanked him for making things fair again. Willow Crest felt different, lighter. Linda waited nervously on his porch, hands clasped. Her eyes carried exhaustion and honesty. I owe you a sincere apology, she said. I overstepped. I assumed too much. I'm prepared to accept whatever decision the board makes. Ethan listened, calm and composed. He opened the garage. She retrieved her SUV with grateful embarrassment.
No shouting. No bitterness.
Just closure. Days later, the HOA released a new policy. No board member may enter or use any resident's property without explicit consent. Neighbors applauded Ethan, not for vengeance, but for restoring fairness. That evening, he placed a wooden shelf, one he and his father once built, inside the garage. Sunlight streamed through the open door as dust danced gently in the air. For the first time in a long time, the garage felt like home again. And so did Ethan.